Now's your chance.
Wow. Where to start with that one? I've just about got my breath back. Norwich City 4, Millwall 3. I had a lot of messages saying good luck summing this one up. It's going to be tough, isn't it? What a game of football, first and foremost. I mean, you can take away the missed penalty, the defensive mishaps. As a game of football, as a spectacle, as a supporter, unbelievable. Not many games will top that this season, I don't think, if not ever, in terms of the drama, how close we were to despair at points, and how we ultimately managed to pull it out of somewhere. And that's what good teams do, isn't it? They find a way. And I was saying it at 3-1 down, actually, or 3-2 down, rather. Games like this have the potential to dismantle challenges and momentum and positivity. And there was a dangerous threat of that happening, I think, at 3-2. But somehow Norwich found something, character, technique, belief. And what was interesting was, for the last 5 minutes where they were chasing winners, that is when they played really their best football in the game, in terms of passing it, in terms of trying to pass through the lines and trying to break through Millwall. And ultimately that's how they got their 2 goals. 2 unbelievable passes from Emmie Buendia, who I thought was absolutely fantastic, particularly in the last 5 or so, where he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and decided that he was going to be the protagonist, to say, right, we're going to win this football match now. But then also Vrancic as well, to have the composure in the 97th minute to tuck a through ball pass with the weight on it, which was unbelievable, but also the precision on it as well. If you look, he's not actually looked to where Pukki is. He's already done that before he's received the football, and that is why that pass comes off, because he's one step ahead of the defenders. And then for Pukki to have the composure after missing a penalty, after being a bit invisible in the game, after he missed that penalty, that is testament to him and his character, I think. And that's the key word for Norwich today, character. I've not seen Carrow Road bouncing like that after a game for a long time. It was shaking to its very core, really. And supporters stayed with it. Even at 3-2 there was a belief. Even at 3-3 there was a belief. And that just sums up being a Norwich City supporter at the moment. It's constant belief, it's positivity. There's a team on the pitch who are leaving it all out there, and they believe in themselves. They've got an assurance which is impressive. They carry themselves in such good stead. They believe in themselves, and we can sit here and talk about the ramifications of poor defending or Tim Krul's bad throw all evening, but ultimately what should be remembered is the fact they found a way. And if you remember, back to when Norwich City got promoted under Paul Lambert, how many last minute winners did they get? That shows character, it shows togetherness, also fitness. And how many ex-players of Norwich's have we seen who said the regime was a bit too tough? I think Norwich are reaping the benefits of that now. In the second half they're fitter, they look fitter than Millwall. But not once did they opt for a long ball. They kept with their philosophy, they kept with their belief in their philosophy. And yeah, I mean, we've got to talk about the penalty, haven't we? Emmie Buendia stepped up today, and I think there was an anticipation that he was going to be the man to break the curse, if you like. I think Norwich have now missed 3 penalties in 3 consecutive games, which is not good enough, to be completely honest. To step up from 12 yards, you need to own that moment, you need to be confident, you need to pick a spot and stay with it. And at the moment, they just seem to be trying to outthink the goalkeeper, instead of believing their abilities. They're being reactive instead of active, which isn't the best thing to do whilst taking a penalty. Look at the best penalty takers in the world: Shearer, Letitia. Picked a spot, went for it. That's it. And Norwich need to find someone who could score one, because the more this goes on, the more ingrained that comes into their psychology. Millwall, I have to say, I think they started the game really well. First half an hour, I thought Norwich really struggled to come to grips with their physicality. But they were open defensively. They were open defensively for the whole game, as were Norwich, in fairness. But it was almost a basketball encounter, I think. After Norwich's second goal, it was every attack seemed to end with a goal. But it's difficult with Millwall, because what Neil Harris has done with limited resources, particularly last season, was pretty much unprecedented. And even though he made some pretty wrong points about Norwich in the week, or inaccurate points rather. They have got the foundations of a side who can stay up. I think there are 3 worse teams than Millwall in this league, to be completely honest. And if you can get them organised, they'll be fine, I think. But at the moment, their defence is so exposed. We saw that for the last 2 goals. Norwich just cut through them with 2, yes, unbelievable passes, but as a back 4, you've got to be tighter. They were wide, and Norwich was just playing through the lines, and you can't give teams opportunities to do that, particularly when you're protecting a lead. Mental. I'm glad we've got an international break now. We can all have a lie down and reflect on that one. At time of recording, it's West Brom 0, Leeds 0. So depending on how that finishes, hopefully Norwich can go into the international break top of the league. And if they do, what a big psychological boost that can have. I spoke earlier about the impact of not winning this game, what that had the potential to do. But winning this game could have the potential to be looked back on in months and go, that was the game where Norwich really proved to themselves more than anything that they've got character and endeavour, perhaps beyond what they initially thought. And they deserve a tremendous amount of character today. And you can talk about the defending and the missed penalty until the cows come home, but ultimately you've got to be a good team to have the composure and the calmness and the character that Norwich had. I've not seen scenes like that at Norwich for a long time, and it's difficult to not think that something is beginning to happen here.